What is good, everybody? It is your boy, and we are here with another album review. This one's going to be not as in depth as my other ones. I'm not going to review every individual song. I'm going to give overall thoughts on a couple of specific songs, and that's kind of it. Because, spoiler alert, not a great album. Drake definitely dropped a bit of a shitter this time. I'll be honest. Honestly, Nevermind, a dance album, not even a rap album, released by Mr. Aubrey Drake Graham a couple weeks ago as of recording this, and as of uploading. This will be up probably the day after I record. And yeah, it was June 17th, so it was about a month ago. So, this album sucked. It was not good. And I'll get into some specifics for why. So, what he was going for, making dance music, he definitely accomplished, but he made very generic, basic, and kind of crappy dance music for most of the album. A lot of the songs rely on the beats. He's just kind of singing, doing some falsetto shit in the background, and kind of letting the beat carry, but the beats are very generic and not very original. So overall, the album just ends up kind of succumbing to that, if you will. And when you are relying on a beat as much as he was for some of these songs, the beat being good is kind of important. And there is another song that I'm going to expand on that. But first, I want to talk about a song called Calling My Name. Sorry, I'm looking down. I have the track list in front of me on my phone. So if any of you guys have heard the album and heard Calling My Name, you'd know why I'm talking about this. Has similar vibes as like 90% of the songs on this album. Boring, singy, kind of generic beat. And then towards the end, I don't even know who this is sampled from, what it's sampled from, or if he had someone like come in and say these lines for him. But it's like the stupidest shit ever. It's just like some, not Drake, in the background going, "Your pussy is calling my name, so come on, baby, let's stop playing games." Like, shut up. That's corny. That's stupid. Um, it's everything bad about a rap line ever. Like, that's so stupid. It's just rhyming the one line. It doesn't have anything creative to it. He didn't even try to get like some within within itself rhymes. That's not how that's worded, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's just very uncreative, and that like repeats a lot towards the end of the song. That like one little bit, and it's not Drake again, and the voice is really annoying, stupid, kind of like high and nasally, and it's like not on a high quality microphone either. So yeah, that song is just that's like a standout bad song. The rest of them are like not even noteworthy, to be honest. Like, other than, I'll get into three specific songs. One of them is Massive. Overall, still not an amazing song, to be honest. I'd probably say Massive is probably like maybe a 5.5 out of 10. Again, I'm not rating every individual song, but if I were to rate that song, yeah, maybe like a 5, maybe a 6 if I'm feeling generous. Whereas Calling My Name is probably like a solid 0. Like a solid, strong 0. Maybe even that's being generous. But I already talked about Calling My Name. Massive. Massive is again just Drake being really boring and singy and him relying on the beat, but the beat's still kind of generic, but it's actually good. Like, it doesn't sound original, but it sounds pleasant. And the beat builds up, and it's okay, And then it has like a little drop, and the beat's actually really good for like a solid, I think it's probably around between 10 and 30 seconds. I haven't listened to the song in a little while because I'm not putting myself through listening to this album again, but for a little bit that's just playing out. The only annoying part is that's when he like stops singing when the beat's good. So he's like singing over the beat being okay, kind of mid, and then when the beat actually gets good, he just lets it play. Where it sounds nice again, but like that's where you should be taking advantage of it and actually singing over it. Overall, the song's very, very mid for me. Like, probably a 5. I wouldn't put it much higher than a 5, maybe a 5.5. The only other two songs that I want to talk about separately are Sticky and Jimmy Cooks. Now, if anybody's listening to this album, you probably know why. These are the only two songs that he's actually rapping on, and they are actually both pretty good. He has good flows on both of them. 21 Savage does really well. Drake hasn't had an album without a 21 Savage feature, and I don't even know how long, but I can't complain because when Drake and 21 Savage link, mwah, chef's kiss. It's always great. So yeah, 21 Savage's verse was really nice, arguably even better than Drake's on Jimmy Cooks. They both had really good flows. The beats were calm and nice. Maybe not the same vibe as the rest of it. Definitely more rap music than dance music, even in the beats. Same thing with Sticky. Drake's flows in Sticky were really good. And those songs I'd honestly probably give Sticky maybe like an 8 and Jimmy Cooks even a 9. Those songs are solid. And that's it. Those songs are solid. Massive has a good beat. The rest of it is generic, boring, and not interesting at all. Now, I did say this was going to be a brief review, and I'm staying true to that. That's where I'm going to wrap this up. If you want to listen to Honestly Nevermind, you really should. Never mind. But if you do, just listen to Sticky and Jimmy Cooks and maybe Massive. Don't waste the let's see how long it is. Don't waste the 53 minutes of your life that it would take to get through. It's not worth it. You'll regret it in the end. Let me know what you think about this album. If you think it's good, then you're crazy. I'm gonna give Honestly Nevermind a solid 0.5 out of 10. A 0.5 out of 10. At first, like initially, I'm like, wow, this is a solid 0. This is like a 0 album. I'm not going to give it a 0 because there were 2 good songs. I'm reserving giving albums 0s for when there are just 100% skips. So that's how that's going. And if any of you are curious as to how I rate my albums, as opposed to some other people like Fantano or The Needle Drop, if you follow either of his channels, I base it off of how much of a must listen I think the album is, rather than how good the album is relative to other albums. And I'm basing it entirely off of hip-hop because I'm only reviewing like R&B and hip-hop. So I'm saying relative to other hip-hop and R&B, or if I'm listening to a different genre, relative to other albums of that same genre, how much of a must-listen album it is. So it's a 0.5 out of 10. I would not recommend listening to this album. If you really want to hear something from Drake, listen to Sticky and Jimmy Cooks featuring 21 Savage. That's it. This album's trash. I will see you guys in the next one. Deuces.